Hello everyone, it's Lindsay and I am back with another process video for Felicity Jane today. So there will be a corresponding blog post. I'll have that link down below if you guys want to see close-up photos of today's project. Now, I know we are all kind of just finding ourselves in this crazy time of our lives being turned upside down, and many of you may be finding yourselves with a planner that has nothing in it because we are grounded to home, which I personally, minus the circumstances of why we are home, I'm enjoying this break in my schedule and spending more time with my family. And so I had started this planner here. This was using the one of the note to self binders from Felicity Jane, and then I had received some of the new planner inserts, and I had been using this as a functional planner. I was decorating it, but then I was going in and listing out my projects for the week and any appointments that I had and things like that. I think I showed this in an unboxing video, so if you hadn't seen this, these planner inserts are blank on the back or just spotted print on the back, so you can staple and stitch, and you can even add in like sermon notes and things like that in between your weeks. Here you can see last week was nothing because we were grounded at home. So I didn't want to continue to make these spreads and then just have them go to waste because I don't have appointments. I don't have, things like that. I do still have projects, but there really is a lot of space left blank. So I decided to go ahead for this week and transform this into a memory documenting project just while we're here on shelter in place. So we here in California have been told to stay at home. We're only allowed to go to the grocery store or the pharmacy, things like that. And so I have been trying to each day do something with my kids to keep them entertained. And so I had a few photos from the week, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and just document these in my planner pages. So, and another little fun thing that I decided to do was to utilize some of the digitals from Felicity Jane. So the majority of what I'm using today is from the Jill collection, which is an older collection. I do believe that the collection in its entirety is sold out. You can still get bits and pieces, but you can get the digital version of the collection. And so that comes with the digital stamp set. It comes with all the ephemera, papers, journaling cards, things like that. And this is awesome for a project like this. So what I did was I took the journaling cards from the Jill collection and scaled them way down. These boxes are about 3.5 centimeters wide, and so I drug everything into Silhouette Studio. That is a free program that I use with my Silhouette Cameo cutting machine, and I use it to cut out die cuts and things like that. But you can download the program and use it for just printing, even if you don't have the die cutting machine. And it's just a really convenient, easy program to use. You can scale things up and down, you can move things around, and the files from Felicity Jane were already perfectly set up to just drag and drop directly into a program like that, and they are really easy to manipulate. So these were the 3x4 journaling cards that I scaled down to 3.5 centimeters wide so they would fit in these boxes. And so you can kind of create your own little planner kit with the digital set, which is super, super fun. For my photos, I used the Project Life app. I will try to link everything down below for you guys. I didn't show all of this. It does take some knowledge of using, photo printers and things like that, but I use the Project Life app to do 2 photos on a 4x6 layout, and then I printed them out on my HP Sprocket printer. This prints these teeny tiny little like 2x3 sized photos that are on sticker paper. And so by putting 2 onto one photo in the Project Life app, if that makes sense, I was able to cut these in half, and then now they are sized to perfectly fit in my boxes in my planner. So it all kind of worked out. I pulled out a variety of things. I pulled out some stamp sets to use, lots and lots of digitals. I used the digital stamp set and scaled up some of the Jill florals. Just for reference, this is the actual stamp set, which I believe is sold out. And so if you love the florals and sentiments and things in here, you can can definitely still get the digital version, and then you can, adjust the sizes. You can print on whatever medium you want. I did print on vellum for this project just to have some fun textures and things like that. You can print the papers. I had some of the physical papers left, so I just went ahead and grabbed those, but you could do all of this project with just the digitals. So let me go ahead and put you guys on fast forward, and we're going to put out this layout. I'm not going to do a whole lot of journaling. The photos are pretty, self-explanatory. I'll do a little bit of journaling, but I just wanted to show you maybe a fun way to transform one of your planners that's maybe getting set aside and not getting used during this time. And even if once this whole thing blows past us and we can go back to our daily lives, then go back to using your planner the way that you were using it. And then you've got those few weeks of just fun photos and things like that in there. So I'm all about not letting things go to waste. I don't want my planner pages to just sit empty, so we're going to fill them. So let me go ahead and put you on fast forward and we'll put this layout together. Okay, one of the many things that I love about these planner inserts is that they have room at the top and the bottom for embellishment. So I'm going to add a little bit of the Jill pattern paper to the tops of these pages. I cut these strips down to 1 inch and then just added like a torn edge to the bottom. You can, like I said, print this particular pattern from the printables and use that. When I printed the printables on cardstock, I used the Essentials white cardstock from Felicity Jane and just cut it down to 8.5 by 11 and ran that through my printer. That way any of the printables that I used would match any physical product that I used, since the whites would be the same, if that makes sense. So if you're struggling with what paper to use for your printables, try picking up some of that Essentials white cardstock. I'll link it down below, and that's a great one to print on, and it's thick enough that it has substance to it, but it will run through your printer no problem. I did go ahead and take those pages over to my sewing machine and added some stitching detail to the top. I will periodically take this over to my sewing machine and sew things down or staple things down or use liquid adhesive. I want to make sure that everything stays in place. Because this is going into a planner that I functionally use, it needs to be secure. So I'll add details, and that's one of the other nice things about these pages not being printed back to back. You've just got that spotty dot pattern on the back side, so you can stitch, staple, glue, stamp, ink, whatever you want, and not have to worry about ruining another week of dates, if that makes sense. I'm using one of the new planner stamp sets, and you'll notice I'm stamping out the dates for this current week, but I'm using photos from last week. That is just some YouTube magic for you guys. Ideally, what I would do is wait until like Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, and do the previous week's layout. So this week would actually have gotten done this upcoming Saturday, but for the sake of filming a video for you guys so you can see what a layout looks like, I'm kind of mixing things up and using last week's photos on this week's spread, if that makes sense. But usually I set my planner pages ahead of time, so I'm working the week ahead, but for a memory planner system like this, I probably would work a week behind, or you could lay out kind of a general foundation and then just go back in and add your photos if you wanted to do it that way. So now I'm going to start staging things. You can see at the top there I added what week it was. I am going to still do Project Life. Some of these photos will be repeated over there, and that is okay. They will be printed in better quality. The HP sprocket printer, I did replace mine because I was having some issues with the first one, and the second one still, the color is better, but the HP sprocket, the photo color is just a little bit off, and so it works for a project like this, but I definitely wouldn't use it for, my Project Life projects or something like that, but it works for a smaller project like this. So I'm just kind of staging things. That yellow heart down in the bottom left-hand corner, I didn't mention it, but that was actually, I used a manual die to cut out that heart out of some of the solid pattern papers, and I just had it floating around with my Jill collection because the yellows matched. Here in the Wednesday box, I'm using the Jamie stamp set. That stamp set is sold out. I'm super sorry. I checked ahead of time, but a few of the things I am using today are sold out, which is unfortunate because those journaling lines fit perfect in these boxes in this planner. And so that is where I'm going to journal out just a little tidbit about the week. That currently stamp set is from the Lola set, I believe, and that is also sold out. I inked it up using a yellow brush marker. I think it's in green gold, just trying to pull in a little bit more yellow. The Jill collection does have some yellow, and this floral photo in the center there does have some yellow, so I was trying to pull in some more yellow. Now I pulled out the Rebecca stamp set and I was going to add some additional stamping to this page, but I was a little bit unsure. I've never done a project like this before, and so I was trying to get comfortable with how much white space I was okay with. So I decided to go ahead and set the stamp set aside, not use it, and just work with what I had on the page already. I did choose to print several of the stamped images on vellum, just because I wasn't sure if I wanted to staple things and have, it kind of be fluffy, or if I wanted to adhere it directly down. But you could also use clear sticker paper, would also be an option. This is a great option for you guys if you're unsure about stamping. If you're getting imperfect stamped images or you're working on really chunky layouts, this was perfect to just print out the digital stamps on vellum, and then I could attach them to my spreads and not worry about using ink and getting good impressions and things like that. So I have my Xyron sticker maker set aside there. I am going to run the vellum pieces and some of those little mini journaling cards through there to turn them into stickers. Vellum can be a little tricky to work with, so I am going to use a mixture of staples or the Xyron sticker maker. That adds adhesive to the entire back side of the vellum, so you can't see where the adhesive is. But I'm just going around just kind of filling things out. These photos aren't necessarily, like I said, on the day that they were done, because I'm kind of working with a funny week, and don't feel like you have to put them on the day that they happened. It's okay to be a little bit loose with a project like this. Just have fun with it. I'm going to run some of the journaling cards through there and turn them into stickers as well. I love this alternative for journaling cards and turning them into these little planner boxes where I could have little sentiments and quotes and things in there, and they just add a little pops of color to the pages. I did use a mixture of the physical Jill die cuts, like the little banners, but you can get those from the printables, but the Jill die cuts are still in the shop, so I will have those linked down below as well if you don't have a printer, or you want to kind of fill out your digitals with some physical product as well. So I'm just going to layer some of these behind my photos. These photos, like I said, are sticky backed, so you just pull the backer off and they're little stickers, which makes it so it comes together super quick. This layout overall took me about an hour just because I was not familiar or comfortable with what I wanted to do yet. But I imagine once you get kind of the hang of it, these would go pretty quick there. So anything I'm not mentioning will be linked down below for you guys. Any product that I use, the printer that I use, the paper that I use, all of that will be in the description box for you guys. That little chipboard circle, this place is from the Brie chipboard flare pieces. Those are now sold out, but they were in the shop for quite a while, and I stocked up on a ton of them, which I love those. And I'm using a mixture of the Madison stickers and the Noel alphabet stickers. And I like this little focus on the good piece from that stamp set. So I'm going to add that to there as well. And really it's just, kind of just adding some sentiments. The reason that I picked the Jill collection was because of the sentiments in the stamp set. Lots of positivity, everything will work out, focus on the good, things like that that I wanted to focus on during this crazy kind of upside down week for us. So that is going to be it for the layout. I did take it over to my sewing machine and added some additional stitching detail to, the alphabet stickers and some of the little die cut pieces, but that's going to be it. So be sure to head on over to the corresponding blog post to see more up close photos. Everything I used will be linked down below. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.